Okay, what's up YouTube? So I had filmed a bunch of this throughout previously, but instead of post it now, I'll just post it at the end when I make a complete sort of start to finish video. But this is where I'm up to. So I've done quite a bit. So I am kind of jumping at the moment, but basically I wanted everything sort of together for the show, which kind of didn't plan out. Because I got pretty much all the bodywork finished, and now I've kind of added to it, but I got all the bodywork finished. I was going to get it painted for the show and kind of bring it to the show, but in a way, I'm glad I didn't. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the roof getting it right. There are a couple little areas which I'd like to fix up. And then also I decided to shave a lot of things. So this used to be a lock for a keyhole, and then there was a bunch of holes through here, which had a trim that went along the bottom. And if you see these things before, that some of them say delica, and they've got, I think it was like 8 or more holes across here. So I filled all them, I filled the lock. I also filled this where the wiper used to be, because the wiper doesn't look as good, and I don't really think I need a wiper, especially all the setup I'm going to have here with the swing outs. And then there was also the squirter thing there, which was dented in, and rather than fix that, I just get rid of it all, smooth everything out, make it all look good. And same with the number plate hole. The number plate hole used to have a hole here and a hole here threaded, and then it had a hole right here which had a rubber bung in it, and then it had a hole there and a hole there with also a rubber bung in it, and then I think it had a few other holes in it. So I welded up every single hole, smoothed everything out. Because I'm not going to have a number plate here, I'm going to have the spare tie carrier, and if I really wanted to, I could have probably welded all the way through here and like shaved it, but it's not really necessary because I don't really need a lot of this apart from the handle. But this isn't like a show cars and like a mini truck kind of thing. That's I guess more mini truck style. And a lot of this is going to be covered anyway. But I did just want to smooth everything out, make everything look nice. So that's an extra on what I planned on doing originally, which I'm glad I did. And then this is the driver's door. See how it's got a keyhole right there? I think I'll keep the one on the driver's door, but every single door has a keyhole. So I'm going to get rid of it on the passenger door and the sliding door and all that. I am just going to go for a new passenger door, which is a shame because I did quite a bit of work to this one. But this door it's quite bad, and I'd rather just get a new door, weld all this again, and then sort of go from there rather than continue to fix this one, because this one I panel beat it a lot, but it has got a little bit more bog than what I'd like. And this door's been through a lot. I don't know why, but this van has also been through a lot. And something else, which I will do a whole video on this because I did film it all. I've got holes in the side here, which was kind of a last minute thought. So it's got the exhaust coming out there, and then it's going to have the twin wastegates coming out there. So I did film all this, but I'll post that video when it's finished, so then I can get a thumbnail when it's finished, if that makes sense. Start to finish. And then all this, which this is partly what I want to sort of tidy up. All this has been brought back, welded. There's a whole video when I fitted 37s to this on how I did this, and then I did do it a little bit extra for these because these are 40s. I capped all the bottom of this. I welded all around there. This here is all completely custom, which you will see more in detail when I do that full video. But usually this goes down all the way to here. Basically, this here, how it steps in and steps back out, and then steps and goes all the way down to this bottom of the sill. That should, from factory, be level all the way through to here. So the back is the same as the front, and as you can see, I quarter chopped that pretty much as high as possible. So the bottom of that currently is the same height as the floor, or actually I think it's a little bit higher than the floor, because the floor itself is this one here. So I went as high as I possibly could with this, and then I just had to make this part here, this whole corner, because obviously that was a lot different, and then capped it in like that. And that is all, so then I can have the rear bumper, high clearance, and personally I think it looks a lot better. And same with all this. Usually it had a big lip that come out, and it was spot welded all the way around, and then it had a lip that come down, and it was spot welded all the way along. So I just cut all that off and just seam welded everything just to bring everything up and make it all a bit tidy. So that's the back, and that was a lot of work on its own. And then not too much of this side's modified until I come to here. So a lot of this has obviously been brought in a lot because the gap in these tires from factory is kind of non-existent, because these wheels, even though they look tiny, are the factory ones that come on it, and they fit perfectly fine when I brought the car, but now they look small. And then all this had been brought in. I am going to coat all the inside of that in stone chip. I've done all this. I don't know how well you can see it because it's black, but all this has been rubberized, stone chipped. I only brought one. They said it would cover most of it. I kind of knew it wouldn't, but I just got one to see how far it went, and basically it did like a wheel arch. I stone coated the back of this, which I am going to paint over, but I just want it like rubberized textured, and then I did some of in here. So I think I'm going to buy 2 more to do in the front, but all this has been modified. This whole, I need to go and fix a little bit of this because this is all custom welded all the way through here. All this is remade all the way to about here, so this whole back bit is completely custom. This whole front bit is mostly completely custom, just so that, because it used to have a step here too, and I wanted this to kind of come out as far as possible and then blend away, because factory it comes down here somewhere, and then the step, and it comes down quite a lot, and then I cut right across there. I bogged up the bottom of this, not bogged up, welded the bottom of this, and then I had to sort of smooth out, which I want to put bog sort of around here because I haven't yet, and just smooth just the little bits. When I say bog, I mean hardly any of it. If I sand the primer, it might actually be enough. Little bits here, and smooth everything out. I've rolled this all round because it didn't used to do that, and then welded it all around here and everything like that. So there is quite a lot of work that went into that alone. I had an aerial on this pillar, so I welded all the aerial up, smoothed it all out. This front panel I haven't really done anything to, apart from just panel bedded a little bit because it had quite a few stone chips through the front and little dents. Other than that, this is pretty much left standard. Same with the roof. There was a little bit average at the roof. I will get the window taken out. I was going to get the window taken out last week, but when I decided not to go to the show, I kind of just put it on a hold and had a good sleep on the Friday because I didn't sleep much up until then, just trying to get this thing done. Then if I come around this side, this is basically the same. Capped off the bottom, welded everything, smoothed everything around, but I do want to sort of tidy up a lot of this because it's going to be show car finish now. I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna go all the inside. Gonna go all the engine bay and everything, and all these pillars here. I'm going to paint them all the same colour as the body, so these will be painted, and then the side panels will be like black fabric, or I don't know, this will be fit out as like more kitchen, bed and everything like that. And if you haven't seen all the exhaust, there is a full video of that. There is a full video of doing this, remaking a lot of this, because the intercooler goes in here, radiator behind it. All these lines are all custom AN fittings, which is something that I really wanted to do because usually you just use rubber hosing, and I wanted to go a bit extra. So all the oil catch can as well, and then same with radiator hoses, which there's one here. So even my radiator hoses are AN lines, which is helping quite a lot because usually if anyone knows too much about radiator hoses, they're kind of molded from factory, and that's how they sit, and you can't bend them, otherwise they just kink. And the overflow bottle, I'm going to remake it in alloy so then I can paint it black. Probably can't even see this, but this is alloy and black as well. All this is going black. There is a wee bit of welding to do on that. That's not quite 100% finished yet because I wasn't too sure how everything's going to work. But this is going to be finished welded, painted black. I'm probably going to wrap the exhaust just so that it doesn't heat up this area too much, and the seat and everything goes on top of this. I have got clear covers for the top of the cams, but I'm not even sure I'm going to use them because even though they're clear, they look a bit and I don't see stones or anything getting up that high. You know, if I think I have problems like that, I'll just chuck it on, bolt it on, and call it done. But if I can leave it off, I think I will. This will be black. I'm going to paint the turbo the same color as the exterior. I'm going to paint the head the same color as the exterior. And then all the hoses will be black, the radiator will be black, the intercooler will be black. Pretty much everything will be black. So if you haven't yet, definitely stick around because this is going to be pretty crazy. Delica Works, I think that's what their brand is. I'm going to get a front end set up, so these are kind of cool the way that I can do this, and Delica Works have put a bit of effort into this. They do sell the entire kit. I'm not going to buy the entire kit because a lot of it I've sort of done already. If I was to start again, I probably just would, but you can see where the subframe bolts straight to the chassis. They make a kit that spaces the entire subframe, steering box and everything, extension they sell and everything like that. So the entire subframe and chassis just has a 4-inch spacer pretty much, but there's a lot of more work into it than that. And then it sits 4 inches higher, but the van thinks it's factory height. I can then wind these torsion bars back down to pretty much factory height, and I've got an automatic 4-inch lift, and I've got the same down travel, same up travel, and everything as I did from factory. All the CVs are then put on nice angles and everything like that, so that should be pretty good. And then I can worry about the camping side of this, and I guess the engine, because I've still got a little bit more to do for this engine. I got cams to put in it. I got an ECU. Well, I have to get an ECU, should I say, to get the engine running because it's quite a lot more modified than stock. And even the VR4 ECU I won't be able to use because, well, it's got a big turbo on it. It's going to run more boost than factory. And the block is 2.4, where the VR4s are 2 litre. And this is the intercooler, this is the radiator, and I'm probably going to have some oil coolers sort of around here, if not somewhere in the van. I don't know if I'm going to chuck them up the front here or not. And these are turned around. This is the top of the radiator, and then this is the bottom. And these are all the clamps for the intercooler, so everything should look pretty sweet. This is blue, but I think I'm just going to paint it black. It's a fuel rail, where hopefully one will be enough. If it's not, I'll make it fit 2, but I think 1 is going to be more than enough. So if you made it this far and you're not bored yet, I'll let you guys know that there is a sale happening on my website right now because I am actually moving out of my workshop. I'll probably explain that more in another video. That includes all the merch, all the LED lights, the GQ roof panels, and all that stuff. So get a bargain when you can, it'll be 20% off. And there's a heap more videos that are coming out soon because what you just watched, I filmed quite a few weeks ago, maybe even a month or so ago. And I just never got around to posting it. And then I've got lots of stuff after that I've filmed. I'm going to do how to panel beat videos, how to bog videos. I did all my own lines, and I've got a lot of stuff that I just need to edit and post that I just haven't got around to, just because I've got so much sort of going on at the moment. I've got to pack as well, move. I'm trying to sort out sort of where I'm going. Well, I know where I'm going, but like, yeah, I've got a lot that I've sort of been prioritizing over YouTube, but I do miss it, and you'll be seeing a lot more of me very soon. So if you haven't checked out these 2 videos, definitely check them out. If not, I will see you on the next one.